Hi everyone, this is Pete here. So yesterday is Valentine's Day. Other than that, the US also had a very important announcement, which is their CPI. And you can see from this picture over here, I think Jerome Powell wasn't too pleased with that. Now, why is that the case? Let's dive straight into it. So yesterday was the announcement of the January CPI, and basically for those of you who are new to this, CPI is one way that we track inflation in the US. And the good news is that it has since slowed down to about 6.4%, and in fact I would say this is the smallest gain in CPI since October 2021, right? So because inflation has been with us, it's been driving up prices, and this is one of the better results. However, one thing that many of the market makers were focusing on is the fact that comparing to December, it actually rose by 0.5%. So it is kind of like the trend is slowing down, but it is still kind of increasing at a high rate.
What just happened?
So you can see over here, right, inflation has been trending down meaningfully since the mid of 2022. However, it is still not low enough. So what we expect to see over here is that we do think that Fed is going to hold their rates further, right, to tame the inflation. So what I expect is that the market to really throw some tantrum where they don't quite know what's going on. Now let's take a look in terms of what has changed in terms of inflation. Now for the CPI, there are many components here, and we are here looking at this chart where it compares the June last year to January this year, and you can see most of the components has dropped, especially in the energy segment, which we put as gasoline over here. And in fact, used car prices has even dropped, going into the negative as well. So these are all good results over here. So one of them that is higher than last year was actually the shelter. So you can see shelter over here is actually higher than before. And right now, we are seeing the overall shelter inflation, right, going up as high as 7.9%. But do take note, right, shelter is kind of like a lagging indicator because it is showing you the behavior of people that's in the previous year, right, and right now they're kind of selling off their houses. So it's not really reflective of at the moment what the housing price is. But really, I think one of the more major announcements other than the CPI is that Joe Biden has just named the Federal Reserve, right, Vice Chair Brainard, right, as his top economic advisor. Now, why is this important? In fact, I think this is even more important than the CPI because over here, this is Brainard, right? She's currently the Vice Chair at the Federal Reserve. In fact, she has been with the Federal Reserve, I think, for more than a decade. So right now, she's being appointed to be one of the main economic advisors. And the important thing to note is that in the whole Federal Reserve, right now, Jerome Powell is known as the hawk. Right, where he is in to increase the interest rate. But Brainard is known for her dovish position. So right now, her new role is actually the director of the National Economic Council. Now, what is this council and why is it so powerful? Because it is actually to coordinate policy making for domestic and international economic issues and also give advice, right, to the president and to basically achieve the president's economic goals. So basically, she will be helping Joe Biden to make new policies and even implementing them. So she will be working very closely with the current Federal Reserve Chair, which is Jerome Powell, and the National Economic Council and the Federal Reserve kind of work hand in hand, right? One represent the politician and one represent the civil service. So I think likely what's going to happen going forward is that given her dovish position and now her influence in the US president, right, this might be the type of conversation that we are seeing forward. So I think overall this is quite good for the market, right? If the Federal Reserve were to slowly raise rate, we do expect it to raise for another 2 more rounds, so 25% each, right, before they actually take a pause, and we might even look forward to Federal Reserves gradually lowering the rates. Alright, so that's all I have for you guys. Are you excited about the US CPI? Do you think that inflation is going to continue to trend downwards? Let me know in the comments below. And once again, invest safely, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.